right, and we're back. DGAF podcast powered by Kush Kingdom. We are here today with no other than Bradley Slums.
What up?
Motherfucking thrill seeker extraordinaire. If you don't know who this dude is, you're gonna fucking catch wind of him very soon. He's new age stuntman, fucking freelance, free rider. What's up, man? How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good, dude. I'm stoked to be here. Thank you for cruising me in. We just rolled back into town, so I'm pumped.
Yeah, you guys show me some footage right now. I'm sure we'll probably be able to show it once this airs, but
oh yeah,
we're gonna get straight into it, man. Let's let these people know my homeboy jumps. Not only does he jump dirt bikes and got a sick ass whip, he's got style for fucking miles, but he pretty much invented some shit. There's people who've done it before or what? But
yeah, I mean, there's people who've done like dirt bike base jumps, like a parachute jump with a dirt bike. But yeah, I think I've been kind of what they call pioneering this new form of it, where like I made a parachute system for my dirt bike too. So like the stunts that people did, they just like launch it, yeah, like some old shitter bike. But yeah, I kind of made it to where now I can like do it like repeatable and be able to.
So he's hucking off jumps, pulling parachutes, and the bike parachutes, and it's a fucking. I want to see it in person. Like that's a carnival act. That's some kind of that's crazy. And the fact that you saved the bike now, that's even fucking doper. And like,
yeah, and a lot of things like people don't realize with it. My main focus with it is actually like the whole point is jumping up. Like it's not riding. I'm not just like riding my dirt bike off cliffs and stuff. People are always like, oh, dude, off this big mountain, like a base jump, you know, and it's like that's not the point. Like I don't see the point in riding my bike off of a base jump already. Yeah. I'm making dirt bike jumps, base jumps. Like that's what I want to do. I'm turning jumps into base jumps.
I remember the first times I caught wind of you, one of Colby's free ride videos. Yeah. You were talking about it like there's like, imagine there's a base jump where people jump up this way and you go all the way back and build a jump over everybody and then the base jump. Like that's that's sick. That's just it. That's like that must be a high that you can't even replace with any kind of substance abuse or I mean there's some things that can scare the shit out of you or give you that rush, but I've never skydived and you do gnarly base jumps as is too, like off bridges and cliffs and buildings.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been base jumping and skydiving for a while now. Like I've been a skydiver was my job for a long time, and I did that for like 11 years. And now I've been skydiving for like 8 years, I think now. And so like total overall like parachute jumps, I probably have like 7,000 altogether.
Fuck.
And on. Then I've been working on the moto base stuff for a while now, but I just really got it like dialed in over these last like 2 years.
You got like people backing you up with sponsorships and shit, huh?
I did. I actually like kind of canceled all my shit just a few months ago with the people that I was working with because I didn't have a bunch of sponsors, but I had like some main sponsors that were helping me, and they just started going some gay ass ways like on their social media and stuff. And so I just told them like I don't want to be like involved, and I'm taking the stickers off. So I was like, y'all don't have to pay me anymore. But I don't want to be on a page with chicks who are doing like makeup tutorials and shit. So I was like, no, y'all keep that. I'm out.
Like, shout out. Yeah, just to keep it that core shit.
I'll stay broke. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. It's so easy to. I mean, not sell out, but just that corporate image and the fucking goody two shoes. And let's face it, some of those people that are on those fucking bios or fucking faces of magazines are some of the most fucking wretched humans on the face of the planet. Oh my god,
dude. Yeah, and it's just lame. Like nobody. I don't know. It's so fake nowadays. Like so many people are getting sponsored and stuff like that, and they just bought like fucking hundreds of thousands of followers. Like that doesn't even make any sense. Like it's crazy. They literally are like take that stuff. So if a company's like dumb enough to even fuck with people like that, I just kind of don't want to be involved with it.
It's like an epidemic right now of not only just like the moto industry, but just like everything. You're right. And
yeah, I don't have any sponsors in the industry. Literally the only companies I mess with like in the industry is Shift, like the gear company and Fox. Like they're sick. They're like those guys are dope. Like they don't pay me money, but they hook me up, and I'm a fan. I was buying their stuff before they gave me stuff my whole life, so it doesn't matter. Like
I just want to rep what I read. That Jeff Emick.
That's what I used yesterday. Yeah, they gave me that the other day. I was pumped. That was the first kit I ever bought. Like my mom got it for me when I was like 7 for Christmas. And so it was sick that I got that, and I was like, hell yeah.
Well, you must have been, and then you must be younger because I was like 17 or 18.
Were you? I don't know.
97, 98?
No, I'm pretty old. I think it was like 97, 95. I don't know, 95. Fuck, was that 97?
Dude, those were I had the homie Cole Denny on here, and we were talking old school moto era, and I think the 90s was one of the dopest eras.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
97 was like the sickest moto year for sure. It was sick. It was because free ride was big. Now free ride's coming back, which is cool. But when I was like young, it was like free ride was actually like a big part of the lifestyle because there wasn't freestyle really. So the other part besides racing was like the free ride dudes like Link Coggle and Metz and all those dudes, which was super sick. You get bored
of watching the riders just hit laps on the tracks. You want to go see them hit the side of the berm and lay it sideways and
have fun, do your own thing, because free riding's like art. You can really make it however you want it, and like racing just gets boring. But I did that. I mean, I raced and was caught up in that shit too because you didn't know there wasn't that there was something else to do. You know what I mean? Racing was all there was. So if you wanted to ride dirt bikes and that's what you wanted to try to do, then you raced them, you know, and then it took a while, and then you kind of realize that's all just bullshit and you're wasting your time. But
but like these kids, now they have the balls, just go out there and land a double backflip. Like the contest now, if you don't like just straight huck double backflips or like
it's
anything,
ridiculous,
you're not like top,
dude.
Nothing. You got to put your life on the line every run.
For real, it's crazy. One of my good homies, Pat Bowden, he's like one of the top freestyle dudes. That guy's
nuts.
bad. I think he's like top 3 in the world like tour right now. And me and him were talking a few weeks ago with Claire. We were teaching him to base jump, and he was just talking about freestyle. He's kind of burnt out on it because he's like, dude, it's ridiculous. Like I go on a weekend, and he's like, we're still making the same kind of money. And he's like, but you got like dudes are doing 3 double backflips in a run, and like we're making the same thing you were making like a couple years ago when dudes didn't even do that. He's like, it's just retarded. Like,
but that's thank God for like the Nitro Games and like those other.
The evolution like stuff. The evolution. Like it blows my mind, and I'm not ragging on anybody. I'm a huge fan, and like I respect all the pro freestyle dudes. Like they're badass, and I know it's all gnarly, but I don't understand how all this time throughout life, through all this time, in evolution on bikes, gear, and people, that there's still a 75-foot dirt, like ramp to dirt freestyle jump. We use second gear like bogging, like about to stall it and then hit the gas on the lip and you jump, and that's the contest like setup. I'm like, we have 5 gears on 450s with crazy suspension, or
take it outdoors,
it's so little. I'm like, what is this? We could do this on 50s. Like,
I remember they set up a course in Glen Helen one time. Was that
that was the bad
Red Bull
X Fighters?
Yeah, and
that was
like
sick.
Step ups and fucking. I think Todd Potter took that one. But
with the big step up flip on the dirt hit, that was badass. With the original quarter pipe, Metz was like boosting it.
Oh shit, the legends.
That was like the coolest course. That's Red Bull Dirt Diggers. I feel like is like that new wave of that. Like, but
was that over there in Germany?
Germany,
yeah.
Colby went to it. Pat was in it. That thing, it could have been super sick, and it was sick. But the only problem that happened is it was a free ride event where half of the guys who were supposed to be there got hurt and couldn't go.
Oh shit!
So all these freestyle dudes showed up, and it turned into a fucking freestyle contest.
It was like
ramp kids. Ramp kids, and then like Raha and like Pat was doing gnarly stuff, but half of those guys were scared to do the jumps. You know what I mean? Like not used to it, but it's just a trip. Because like TB didn't get to go for some reason. Tom Parsons blew his shit out and didn't get to go. Who else was supposed to be out there? Another free rider.
Behrman, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Behrman, TB, fucking Tom Parsons. Who was the other free rider? There was somebody else, man. Oh, Axel should have been out there too. Some, not doing tricks, but guys with style who are down to go big, like hit that stuff, tried transfer lines and stuff. But I mean, there's still some gnarly dudes out there.
Sure.
But to me, it was just turned into a freestyle contest. It wasn't a free ride contest.
You need to get it like that Red Bull Rampage kind of shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the outdoor course. You got fucking kind of like the free ride championships they used to have, or like Blue Torch TV was cracking back in those days, and like Drake McElroy or Robbie Renault. Fucking those boys.
McElroy is like one of my favorites growing up.
He was punk style.
Yeah, he was cool, dude.
Sick style.
Always
too.
like his bike always looked like a chopper, had no front fender, no number plate, and like the cut back in. He'd run a street tire on the front wheels, like fuck.
With a jacket
dope.
on.
Yeah, with some
Pelican. What's his Instagram? It's a Pelican something, huh?
It's Smoking Seagulls.
Smoking Seagull.
And then his brother's dope. His brother is that Dirty Needle Embroidery. He makes like crazy badass clothing. Like they got style, dude. Like those guys are sick. Like,
sick, man.
His brother is dope. You should look up his stuff. It's called Dirty Needle Embroidery. He makes some badass clothing.
Well, log that. What about keeping it fucking real, OG? You were out there with Bobby Lee and the Get Loose.
Oh yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Get Loose, Get Fucking Loose, GFL 2.
We did get loose out there. It was so fun. I mean, Bobby's like one of my favorite humans like that I've met out here since I came to SoCal. He was like one of the nicest dudes right off the bat.
Where you from originally?
I'm from New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah, that's where I grew up, like Jason Anderson country over there.
Oh, dude, you know what? I've talked to Jason Anderson before, and he said he'd come and do the fucking podcast.
Hell yeah, that'd be sick. He's cool. I hadn't seen him in years. I mean, he used to ride the local track where I used to race when I was like local pro way back, and he was like on an 80. It's crazy
cool
to see him just shredding.
Be a champion like that and just be so down to earth and talk to everybody.
He's way chill, dude. He's a super cool dude. He probably don't even remember me, but like I know, I just saw him on his Instagram today that he's doing a ride day at like our old local track in New Mexico. That's right after Destinations. I'm like, that's so dope.
Yeah,
people are gonna be tripping because there's like 4 pros that ever came from New Mexico.
Yeah,
you know,
I watched some of the Nations. That shit looked nasty.
Dude, it was gnarly. It sucks. Those guys were ripping though. It sucks they came together in that one, but
trip. So yeah, Bobby Lee to Get Fucking Loose, huh?
Yeah,
he'll be coming on the show for sure. I think.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Bobby's badass. Me and him just like hang out and talk about weird ass shit, aliens and fucking all kinds of shit forever. Like he's sick, dude. Yeah. Bobby's one of my definitely favorite people.
That's cool that those people gave him that
Like
luxury. Yeah, he's hucking it.
Sick, dude. Like looking at him, you're like, how the fuck does this guy go through flips and like have greasy style? And he's huge, and he don't give a fuck. He'll ride the shittiest bike with no suspension, like 250. I'm like bitching about my suspension. He's like 100 pounds more on stock. I'm like, wow.
That's what I'm saying. And they gave him the luxury to get that fucking speedway or like in the middle of the car race and like just have that platform and do it like that. It's dope to see him.
Yeah, it's dope. He's got a good in over there, and it's cool, man. And there's actually a lot of like little groms out there who's pretty sick, like little free ride kids, and there's nothing to do there, so it's cool to like him keep that going.
Nothing to do but get loose.
Yeah, something to look forward to out there for those guys, because shit, I know how that is. I grew up out in the desert, middle of nowhere, just fucking. If there was something like that going on, I'd be like,
it's either that or fucking people are getting some hard drugs out there, smoking a couch.
Oh yeah,
I've seen some people out that way smoking couches.
Oh man, dude, there's some crazies out there. Shit.
It's bad, man, but that's dope. If you guys don't know about the Get Loose, it was happening in Yuma, Arizona, right?
Yeah, he's doing it out there, but he's actually
bringing it to SoCal.
Yeah, we're going. It's kind of like combining with Larry. Larry and him are working, I think, and doing that the Militia Cup. Like,
oh yes.
And I think it's gonna be so I don't quote me on, but I think it's a week before Monster Cup, which would be sick. I don't know if this will be out then or what, but
I saw all those guys got together too recently. All the Militia boys and some people.
Yeah, for the 20-year like anniversary thing. Yeah,
sick.
I mean, I'm gonna go to the Cup and just hang out, maybe just go, and ride. I'll probably just ride in Best Whip and step up. I'd like to do quarter, but I've never tried it, and the quarter there goes to the left, and if I do it, I want to go to the right, but I don't know. So I want to try it, but it's scary as fuck.
Yeah, man. I haven't ridden in years, but just the thought of like that commitment of hucking it that way, it's so like fucking... respect for those dudes there. They get so fucking loose. Those fools.
So gnarly, and there's no warming up. Like it's way sketchier to just try to barely go off of it than to just like hit it, So there's no middle ground. It's like, if you're gonna try this, you gotta just fucking boost it.
This backwards right here was old. It got all weird. But we got some.
That's totally chill.
We got some fresh blunts on the way, courtesy of fucking Kush Kingdom.
Hell yeah.
We're here hanging out, motherfucking. So like. When you first thought about jumping a motorcycle and base jumping it, did you think about like all the variables, or at that point you just gotta be like, I just gotta get away from the bike? Like, let's talk about what happened the other day, because I seen you guys showed me some footage of a close encounter, like how it can go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, every one of them's a learning deal, but honestly, the way it started, I thought of it, like, had the idea, like, doing it not in the way it is now. It's evolved over time as I've gotten older and really figured out the reality of it. But when I was a little kid, I used to just think about, you know, boost, like you're driving down the highway and you see hills and stuff and you're like, that'd be sick jump, like, you know, off. Just like a mountain basically, and it's like that's sculpted perfect like a ramp. And I was like, man, imagine if you like, or you see a dirt road like cut into that, imagine if you just hit that on like a Jixer doing like 200 miles an hour with a parachute and jump like hundreds of feet up in the air and parachute down. That's what I was thinking when I was a little kid. And then as I got older and started skydiving and stuff, and I'd been riding since I was 5, and when I started skydiving, got into it, and I would tell people about that idea, you know, like I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, that's fucking, you know, crazy or whatever. Yeah. But then I started figuring out as I got experience and stuff, and I was like, I could totally do it. It's not gonna be, you know, I don't have a mountain to like choose from and sculpt a lip off that thing and get a fucking high booster or whatever you want. So it just started into how could I really do it, and it's just kind of worked out that way. I started using old shitter Craigslist bikes I buy for like $500 to get them running, working just enough because it was sacrificial bike, because I was trying to figure out if it was possible to even save myself in those scenarios. So we had to do a lot of like gear changing, like we modified parachutes, because they're not designed, parachutes are designed that you fall, you build speed as you fall, and then you open up, and it takes a minute, you know what I mean, or it takes a second depending on what kind of system you're using. And with my thing, I'm not falling down when I'm opening my parachute. I'm at the most usually going forward, or even like just peaking at the top and not moving. You know what I mean? So it was this weird deal to figure out how to make that work and make it work really fast, because even a low base jump is like 200 feet, and I'm like never over 200 feet on a moto base jump, you know? So they're all like dirty low for base jumping, but then for moto, it's like double, triple what anybody's done. What is like the standard issue for jumping off a building? Like 300, 400, probably. I would 1,000. Say, what would you say, Claire? Like on an average base jump, if you're saying slider off, it's gonna be most of the time like over 200 feet. It's like 300 to 450. Yeah, like 3, 4 is Claire, like base girl in the house. Yeah, base girl. She helps a lot. She's like one of the only people I can actually ask advice when we're out there, like because she does know moto and has followed it and been around me for a while, and then she has more base jump experience than me, double. She's the youngest base jumper ever, like to start jumping, and that's still going. She has like over 1,000 base jumps. I probably have like 300 something. But yeah, it's I mean, it's on the low end for sure. A lot of it. I mean, honestly, just now over the last year, it's kind of like opened up a whole lot more possibilities for even myself, realizing like what we can do, like since we got the equipment dialed and right. And I mean, I got it to where my parachute is opening so fast, sometimes almost hurts, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, I gotta, now we gotta like, like I have whiplash today because I was pinning yesterday and had to kind of panic dump it, so I wasn't at the point that would make it soft for opening, because usually you pitch at the apex where you're slowed down. But I was like, oh, fuck, and I had to dump it, and it was like kind of like a car wreck in the air. Pretty much, is that the closest you've came to like a bad wreck as far as like on a moto base? I think that's definitely the gnarliest moto base. What other one would you think? I don't even count that because I didn't even have the parachute system for the dirt bike. That was way back when I was like pretty new at base jumping even still, and my parachute was shitty. I didn't know like what all I needed, you know, and I was on a shit ass bike. That one was sketchy. I was on a fucking 250F, YZ 250F that didn't run for like 2 years. Then we got that thing running and I did it. Clapped out. Oh my God. And I didn't know, there's so much I didn't know that I know now. So that one was sketchy, but this one was sketchier because I do know more, and it was still fucked and caught me off guard. And I was like, and you hit this one before? You've hit this one before? Yeah, this was the same line I've done before. It actually the same line I did as my first dune moto base jump, and I did it in 4th gear last time, and this time I was like, well, I'm gonna hit it in 5th and go a little bigger. But the dunes always change, so even though it's the same line, like it's a different mountain. It's a trippy world out there with the dunes. Yeah, it's like Mars. Scary. My buddy Jake, he's you know Jake Haygood, or know who he is? He's one of Raha's really close homies. Does he got like curly hair? Yeah, curly hair. I've seen him in his Instagram. Yeah, I don't know him personally, but I seen him around. He's super cool dude, but he's like a legit, really good free rider. You know, like respected around the whole community for sure. Riding hill, riding the shit. Yeah, like that. Badass dude at riding, and he's like out there, and he wouldn't ride up over the deal. He's like, that's like, I don't want to go up there, right up the jump. You know what I mean? He's like, you're hitting that shit fucking fifth ripping. He's like, no way.
So
so like someone like who is experienced like that to be like, yo, that's no way.
But you went for it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking
thankfully, yeah. Right? I'm so glad
thankfully you had a
did.
parachute on not only your body but your bike, and so you're coming up. You just fucking wheelied up the whole shit, took all your speed, or that kind of just. I would think like you'd want to like. Okay, you ever play that game, Moto Madness on the phone, where you want to land in a wheelie and then wheelie
exactly like Excite Bike. You like
pre-jump your shit. Like I think like that'll propel you so much further, but not up.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I did like wheelie so hard is I hit it faster. So the thing is, the transition's pretty steep at the bottom, and then it's a long hill because it's not like I shoveled like a dune. You know, this thing's like 200 feet tall. So I hit it ripping, and the transition's pretty hard, and then it's pretty gradual the entire way. So my bike loaded the suspension, and I'm on the gas, leaning back, ready to jump. Front end unloads, and it just kept unloading. And by the time I got to the top, I was almost peaked, but you can't let off in that scenario. So it was like manualing off the lip, like, and still trying to preload to get height and distance. And then you loop, and it's like, you still got to wait because you got to get high enough to base jump now still, even though I'm looped and all cooked out. Like, it's
the adrenaline's going through your head to keep the mindset still and be the ninja.
There's literally
in
no
a way,
thinking.
You know?
Everything happens so fast. It was literally reaction. Like I did everything right for that. Like watching the video back, even watching my POV, I'm like, I don't remember. Like I pitch and then I push my bike away and up and off of me, and I do not remember doing any of that.
So when you pitch, that means when you throw your
when you open your parachute, okay, when you deploy your parachute. So I pitched while I was getting upside down because I saw it was coming, and the bike was getting on top of me, and so I know my parachute's opening now, and I can't have any of that shit near that. So I'm like pushing it off of me too. I don't remember doing that, and I can't believe I did it like that right, and
that's probably stressed you out too. That's why like the wonders of cannabis. Hit that thing a couple more times, dude. And you want to hit this too. I'll pass this around. You guys all probably stressed out, man.
Oh, dude,
that stresses me out. I saw the video, man. That's fucking heavy. Like,
we gotta show them the side views.
People don't fucking like sit around their houses all the time. People actually get out and live life. You know what I mean? Some of you kids need to take note. Like, if you think about it, there's probably a way that you can achieve that shit. And Bradley is a fucking prime example of that. A fucking huck in his body. What does your mom say about that?
My mom does not watch anything ever. She will not. She's like, drove her to, like, I made my mom legit crazy alcoholic. Like, I did it. I know I did it, and I'm sorry, but my mom's a sweetheart. She's badass, but she's no way she wants to watch. She's just like too.
Speaking of people watching, how rad was that when you did the contest for Yellow Wolf and ended up winning that?
I couldn't believe it because that was total. That's like I didn't plan that. We were going there to do that anyways, and then I saw him post that, and he's like, "We're doing a edit." And I'm I've been a Yellow Wolf fan, like a fan for fucking years. You know what I mean?
They're fucking lying.
You have no taste if you fucking
shout out
don't
to Yellow
realize
Wolf, the whole
sick.
American family. That's just hard.
Catfish.
Hell yeah. Right on. But we're just mobbing out to Dumont to film and ride and do what we were doing. And I saw that on Instagram. He was running that, and I was like, shit, we should fucking make a clip with this and throw one of Yellow Wolf stuff. He had just put out that new Pinto Bean freestyle he did a few months ago. It was sick. So I was like, let's use this song and do one, and we'll put in for that. And then I'm kind of just like, whatever, put it out. And it was like a week and a half later, I woke up tagged in like a thing with Yellow Wolf in a story and a video, and like a bunch of people started following me just because of that, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, we fucking won the thing. And
that's
he called us.
Rad.
It was sick, yeah. So I was pumped, yeah. It was cool. It actually was like really helped me out because I won some money, and then he's actually been real cool ever since then. It's like wanting to work with us and do stuff, and I'm stoked on all that.
Yeah, there's endless possibilities too of like people out there that take notice of savagery and fucking dope people. Like imagine if you get a hold of like Elon Musk or something. He's like, I would like to. I don't know how he talks, but like, I would like to have you fucking jump this space bike. You know what I mean? And put.
I'll be down. Hit me up, Elon. I'm down. I'll jump my bike to Mars. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. I want to go too.
Yeah, if he gets to do the colonized Mars deal, I want to do a moto base on Mars. That'll be the shit. Electric bikes, we're good.
So right now you're probably just like coming off the last jump, so you just relaxing? Do you have any plans on like the thing, or just you're like stoked to be alive at this fucking point?
I'm pretty.
Like, I'm done with base jumping or what? Fuck, I would be.
No, I'm pumped. Actually, me and Jake are planning out like next weekend where we're going. We're gonna go back out kind of that way. We think we're gonna mob up, like we're gonna go do some free riding and like a lot of the spots where Ronnie Renner filmed his first real moto segment in like 2015.
That big knuckle one?
The Green Thumb, I think, is in
Moab, right?
No, it's in Caneville, where I did the other moto base, I think. And then but there's a spot called Apex that's north of Vegas that's super cool free riding, and hardly any people ever free ride out there. Yeah, it's out by the motorsport complex, the big raceway out there. More east of town, there's a sick little free ride spot, and there's just a bunch of fun stuff. It kind of looks like the terrain at Rampage.
Yeah.
So lots of downhill and like drop stuff. I like stuff like that. That's like mountain bike style.
Usually, what's your mindset? You're like, okay, I know there's no practice. Like, I'm gonna try to hit this 2 times and then I'm gonna pull the chute. It's like fucking now or never. So like,
it's all eyeing it up, like looking at stuff or finding a spot. Or I'm a huge fan. I watch videos. I pay attention to all that stuff, and I see a location I like or something, and that inspires me, and I search that out, and I find the spot or find something that I want to do, and then it's just kind of sussing the whole thing out. Like, okay, how tall is this thing? How do you figure that out? I have like this GPS deal I use to. It's kind of like like someone who like runs a lot or something and wants to track how much their workout would be or something, but it's for skydivers and base jumpers for like flying wingsuits down mountains and stuff, and it tells you.
Those are fucking crazy. You ever done one of those?
Yeah, I've done some wingsuiting. So I just use that, sick. And
you got footage of that too, huh?
Yeah, I have some on my YouTube.
Some of that footage right now.
Yeah, the wingsuits are all right. I mean, I did a good amount of wingsuiting, but
you always stone. Like, do you play a certain kind of music? You had headphones in when you're.
I don't jump with music or anything.
I'm usually just to music before you.
I listen to music literally every waking and sleeping moment. I sleep to me. I have music all the time.
What's in your playlist right now? What's like your top shit? Like, what genre? What do you bump on?
Let's see. There's always some Yellow Wolf, Eminem, Jelly Roll. Those guys are always going. I like a lot of like metal and rock, and then like some really different like I even hate to call it country because it ain't country, but it's like it ain't some radio shit. But one of my favorite bands is AFI. Every Time I Die.
Sick, yeah, punk shit. They're dope.
Yeah, so it's either
Jelly
like
Roll's the homie too. That's
Jelly Roll's sick, dude. He's so good.
Dope.
It's crazy. A lot of people don't know about that dude because he's bad. Like he's really.
He was over on Chelsea Lately the other day.
No way.
Yeah, he's on the
what?
Netflix special, Chelsea Lately, White Privilege. He's on there. He has a pretty big spot on there. It's pretty dope. Shout out to Jelly Roll.
First time I saw him, he was opening for Yellow Wolf. It was here in LA somewhere. But it was when Yellow Wolf was like, he was kind of on a sketchy one there for a while, and he like didn't have nobody in his band, and he was fucking. He got to like go to the hospital. Huh? Shit. Yeah, it was like right before that, and he was pretty loose. But Jelly Roll was opening for him then, and that was a crazy show. I was like, damn, this dude's sick.
Yeah, those dudes are dope, man. That's the sick. I think like if I'd be bumping Metallica, some fucking Master of Puppets, definitely some heavy shit.
All that stuff. I like I'm a like I don't know. I'm kind of almost like a mainstream dork when it comes to like metal. Like I love like fucking Slipknot, Korn, like
sick.
all
Korn,
that
sick.
shit.
All that shit.
Every Time I Die is my all time on that kind of stuff.
Tool,
and then
I like Tool.
Dude, yeah, Tool.
9 Inch
Circle,
Nails.
Like that, I really like Perfect Circle too.
Perfect
They're weird
Circle,
as shit, but I like that.
Yeah, those fools get down, man.
Yeah,
that's fucking.
I just recently learned that, I think from when we were watching Joe Rogan or some shit.
That they were the same people?
Yeah, that the Tool dude is the Perfect Circle. I was like, well, shit, that's no wonder trip. I like all that.
That's a trip how that works. Like Crosby, Stills, and Nash are 3 different people.
Right.
Like 3 different bands. But yeah, man, I fucking would be chilling out too if after something like that, like the pressures.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
just skydiving alone. Like it's probably like why people do it so much, like because it's just like that high. Like
yeah, for sure.
Freedom, like I'm fucking flying. Like you want to fly, well you can nowadays.
Yeah, it's an instant gratification. Like like you know it's gonna be sick. And it is. Yeah, shit can go wrong or it can be scary, but that's the whole thing that makes it exciting in the first place. But yeah, after the moto bases, usually I'm just kind of chill because it's been pretty stressful up to it, or like I don't know, sometimes you're like emotional because it would be real hard or hella scary or something. Sometimes they're more just like fun and
like this last one, huh? Like
yeah, that one I was like more on the fun side at the beginning, and then after I was like, damn, that was really gnarly. But I'm glad like it went how it went and all that, and I got to like test myself in that way and also I got to learn like more. If it would have been perfect like the first time I did it, then I wouldn't really got any better, I think, or learned anything or evolved on it. But
and that's like everything.
Definitely
in life.
learned.
That's like everything in life too. So coming up to your next, you and the homie are planning out the next one already.
Yeah, we're gonna go free, like on a free ride trip, just for like 3 days, like just to try to hit as many spots as we can, and kind of like on a scouting mission for me to find shit. So I'm like, let's just ride a bunch of spots and we'll explore the mountains out there and probably come back with at least a new idea.
Yeah, I remember seeing in videos like there's a big ass berm shot where like it goes up, but then on the other side
it's a cliff. Yeah,
cliff. That's like Canesville.
That is Canesville. I've done that spot like over there.
That's where I kind of recognize that.
It's actually that little shark
Mars
fin.
too.
Yeah, that little shark fin you're talking about. That's in a ton of videos. It's like a super scenic spot. That I haven't jumped off of that exact piece. There's another ridge that's like, you literally drive right by that when you're coming into that spot. It's on the main road there. And right down from that a few hundred yards is where I do the moto base jumps out there. Because I always originally thought of doing that one. That was the thing that brought me there. But there, the tranny was too abrupt. And there's like
lose speed, huh?
Yeah, there's all kinds of like obstacles on the way up to it, which is fine. You have to deal with that and you have to clean it up. But there was like 2 big ravines that are like fucking 8 feet deep and big gaps, and there'd be like step on, step off at like 80 to a gnarly tranny. I was like, this one's just kind of squirrely to do that.
I know like when you base jump off buildings, so you have problems with cops a lot too. So have you run into like sometime you're doing the jumps, or they don't really chip because you're out there in the middle of nowhere? You could fucking pretty much bury a body out there.
Yeah, no, dude.
You know what I mean? So they probably don't trip. But have you ever had any run-ins with the police for base jumping?
I have plenty of run-ins with that shit. I actually got for moto base, for the dirt bike base jumping, I got like 10 misdemeanors and like a bunch of fines. I've got bunch of shit that happened, but I took care of all of it.
Let's talk
about I was in some shit for a while, but everything's good. And
one of the first jumps, or how did that?
Yeah, it was like one of the first ones, and the reason it was actually from Krusty Demon movie. Like they came out and filmed it, and then they put it in a deal, and that guy got seen, and this dude who just was kind of beefing with me at the time in the base industry, like kind of ratted on me to the National Park Service for not having like a permit and all this stuff. So they literally came and arrested me, the U.S. Marshals, while I was working at a place in Ventura out here when I first moved to Cali. And I was working out there doing skydiving instruction, taking people on tandems. And I'm walking to the plane, and they fucking like, my manager dude like yells at me and like turn around. There's a U.S. Marshal like there to get me and like give me the papers and like take me. Literally, my customers like, what the fuck? Like, who's this guy? Like, he's just kind of
what a fucking hater though. There's haters like that in the base world too. Huh? Everywhere you go, there's someone jealous.
Takashi,
no matter what.
Shit,
Takashi in the base.
Yeah, dude,
we have little Chucky dolls that we send out for and little fucking dolls that smash on fools like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was some bullshit. So I had to deal with some shit for that. It was a lot of money and a lot of bullshit. And yeah, I just couldn't go do shit in Utah for a while. But now I'm good, so I can rip Utah.
Yeah, man. There's got to be something. I think people do everything they can get away with until they get caught, right? So
it's weird. This guy, what's super weird is, I know I'm not trying to call it because we like suss shit out still, but still pretty lame. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, fuck. But this guy like was part of the beginning when I started skydiving. He was like one of the dudes who was working at the skydiving place, like teaching people, and he like had a little bit to do with like the first day of my being there. And it was like, I don't know, it seemed like because that like, and
you became,
I don't know, he was not
jealous.
Stoked. I don't know,
jealous,
jealousy, something going on.
Fuck, man, people are funny style, huh?
Which I don't know why. Yeah, but I'm not any threat to nobody in any of that stuff. Like I'm not in competition in moto and in base. I don't compete in anything. I went to Bobby Lee's thing, but that's my homie, and it gets a cool spot. And he wanted to use the ramp I have, so I was like,
perfect, right? I'm gonna go to the next one. If they're doing in California, I'm gonna come out there for sure. I talked to him, and definitely get something cracking. That'd
Hell
be
yeah.
the shit, man.
Yeah,
maybe.
it'll be sick.
Well, there's no way you can jump off a building over there. You got to get a permit for that
Yeah.
shit, huh?
Well, actually, he was talking not the building, but it's down in a pit like that car track, and the parking lot's raised, and there's a building up there, and like we were like, man, heck yeah, because you could put a ramp out there and like boost into the car track, but I don't know, it would be
That's
a mission,
gnarly.
but totally could do it.
What do you think, Eddie?
No way.
You're down with that, huh? Eddie's pretty reserved when it comes out. He doesn't really get down on the bikes or nothing
Yeah.
like that. He watches from afar.
No, I
As
feel
a
it.
DJ, anything that will hurt me or break my arms, I can't really do.
Right? Yeah,
That's
not
smart.
everybody's got their shit they like. I just am a slow learner, so the getting hurt thing didn't
Man.
catch up, I guess.
So what? You got some shit coming up? Any sponsor you want to plug or anything else you got coming up or
I mean, coming up,
working on
stuff.
videos and shit? Video
Yeah,
parts?
we're just kind of doing the free ride thing with as many free ride moto base jumps as I can come along on. But I do definitely have goals that are happening, and stuff's moving that way. But that's like the thing you're saying. Like I want to say what it is, but I can't.
Yeah.
But it'll be sick. Yeah.
Well, Elon Musk, if he's watching, or anyone like that wants to
Yeah.
invest in the homie, we're gonna put his social media, email address, his PO box, get all that cracking.
Oh yeah.
Bradley Slums, man, everybody log him in. Thank you so much for coming on, dog. For real, I had a good time. I have to
Hell
come
yeah.
do it again soon and check up on you. And everybody go log him the fuck in. Thanks, Kush Kingdom, for having us here. Rip the fuck out, smoked out. DGAF podcast. We out this motherfucker.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, dude. Much love.
Smoking on that marijuana, smoking on that Mary Jane, smoking on that Mary